In this lesson, we'll discuss Active Directory bulk operations. There are times in IT administration when you'll need to make the same change to multiple accounts or create multiple accounts simultaneously. Knowing what tools are available to help make the job more efficient can save time and effort. Let's look at a few that are available to you. If you need to make the same change to multiple users, an easy way is to make the change through Active Directory users and computers. For example, if you need to change the UPN suffix of multiple users, you can highlight the desired users in Active Directory users and computers. Then, after opening the Properties dialog, you can modify their properties simultaneously. Unfortunately, not all the attributes can be modified at the same time in Active Directory users and computers. Another option is to use PowerShell commandlets. This method is often the best for making multiple changes to attributes because it can be used when other tools won't allow you to make the desired changes. To use PowerShell, you need first to define which accounts will be modified and then perform a modification, such as add, replace, clear, or remove. Another way to do bulk changes is through directory service or DS commands. Each command shows what it does. For example, dsadd is used to add new Active Directory or AD objects. This dsadd is limited to users, computers, OUs, groups, contacts, and quotas. All other attributes would need to be changed through PowerShell. dsmod modifies existing AD objects. dsmove moves AD objects. dsrm removes objects. dsquery returns a list of AD objects that meet the search criteria. So if you're looking for all users whose city is Boston, you could use dsquery for that. dsget returns a property of the specified AD object. So if you want to find the city for the username Mark, you could use dsget to find out. Remember, dsquery returns a list of objects, and dsget returns the properties of the objects. Another tool that can be used is the Lightweight Data Interchange Format Data Exchange, or LDIFDE. This tool is also used for bulk changes. It's a file with a blank line between each record being modified. If you need to make unique changes to each object, like each account getting a unique cell phone number, LDIFDE is a good tool to use. LDIFDE can also be used to import objects into Active Directory, which is useful, for example, if you want to import several users at once. We generally think of this tool for modifying attributes of accounts. For bulk additions, we have CSVDE. CSV stands for comma-separated values. These are files like an Excel file, except everywhere there would be a column break, there is a comma instead. And in this case, CSVDE is comma-separated value data exchange. CSVDE uses a comma-delimited file to create new Active Directory objects, or export information about Active Directory objects. It's most often used for creating new Active Directory objects. However, it can't be used to modify existing accounts, just to create new ones. When using a CSV file, the first line of the CSV file identifies the fields being populated. Each subsequent line is an Active Directory object that will be created. If you're going to use CSVDE to import, the command must contain the -i switch. So, for example, CSVDE-i for import whatever is in a file name c:\users.csv. One thing to note is after creating the user accounts with CSVDE, the accounts will be disabled, so you need to go in and enable them. A quick way to create a CSV file is to enter the data into Excel and save the file as a CSV file. CSVDE is limited to users, computers, OUs, groups, contacts, and quotas. Anything outside of that would need to be added through another tool, such as PowerShell. PowerShell has the import CSV command, but is limited to the same objects. For other objects, you can use new-AD object. You need to create a site link, and a subnet object to use the new AD object command. Just remember that CSVDE is for bulk additions. That's it for this lesson. In this lesson, we talked about tools that you can use for bulk operations. We first looked at Active Directory users and computers for simple bulk changes to user accounts. We then touched on PowerShell. There are many things that PowerShell can do that other tools can't, so it's a good tool to become familiar with. Next, we discussed some directory service commands that can be used for changes and queries. Then we talked about LDIFDE, which is a good go-to tool when each account needs a unique change or you need to import several users simultaneously. And we finished this lesson by looking at CSVDE, which can be used for adding multiple new accounts at once. Learning how to use each of these tools can help save you time in the long run.